Hey everyone, Nick here. I wanted to take 5 minutes, hopefully I can keep it down, to share, especially that we have new members, to share tools that we get in our inbox every day, and I don't think enough people use them. In the morning, I send out a note before the market opens. I know it looks like I throw it together quickly, but it's got a lot of thought, and I keep the words to a minimum, and I just share maybe 4 or 5 charts for the S&P and the indices basically, and the earnings. So what's the difference between professional traders, like somebody that does it for a living, and somebody who just is not an amateur, but that has a life and has a job and is trying to invest and trade along the way, which is most of us, right? So the difference is just a few little things that make the big difference. Number one is being prepared with levels, which we do. That's what I do in the morning for us. And number two, have a system like on paper and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and be a grown up about booking losses and booking profits and leaving money on the table. So I'm going to share with you how to use the morning notes to take care of one thing, being prepared. Whether you're trading actively or you're just not, and you just want to see when you come home from work and you look at the scoreboard to see what happened, then you know, okay, we expected this. So nothing is a surprise. In this case, this is the S&P 15-minute chart via the SPY. It's the ETF. And this morning's note, like here, we don't have a lot of information unless you know how to read charts. But luckily, this is the chart I sent out this morning. This was not there. In fact, this was the chart this morning. 30-minute chart, so the one I'm looking at is 15 minutes, but the price action was here somewhere. So I thought the opportunity for Wednesday, and I put it in big bold letters, this is it. That's the breakout zone. So if I'm long, I'm seeing if they take the opportunity, and they did. If I'm a fast trader, I would chase the breakout from here, and this was the target that I had put it on there. So fast forward to after the fact, and if I go to 30 minutes, this will be should be identical picture to the other one, so nobody's saying, okay, you changed stuff on us. I didn't. That's what happened. They took the breakout, and they're unfolding. So now what happens from here? Tomorrow morning, this arrow will move to wherever I think will be descriptive of the opportunity for tomorrow. So little things like this get me ready. So you're saying, okay, I lucked out. Maybe let's look at the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. So let's go look at how it was this morning. All right, so let's jump to, this is the SPY, this is the QQQ right there. This was this morning before the market opened. So it was dark o'clock in California where I'm at. And I thought the opportunity for Wednesday, arrow right there. So again, if I'm long stuff, I would sit tight, higher lows, and this would be the breakout opportunity, and this would be the first target of said opportunity. Let's fast forward. That's today's action. This was where we were. They opened gap up, and they went to the target right away. So we had a plan. I shared it. I would do this for myself, whether I was sending it via email or not. So tomorrow's arrow would be probably here. I will work on it by the morning. And this arrow would start here and end up here. Because if the bulls are able to take care of the opportunity tomorrow above 321, they have $8 to $12 of upside. And I would represent that. Now, I don't see the future. So I was ready this morning when I shared the chart. I had this down here because this could be a problem. This is a scenario. Losing this would create a big problem for the NASDAQ, but it's the improbable situation given what I know. And if you've watched the videos from Friday, the recap video, the 8-minute video, I explained this in details, why I think there's improbable scenarios that are there, which is the media is telling us about. Like, you wouldn't believe what happens after the break type of a deal. They sell shock and awe. So I don't listen to them because they will engage my emotions and I will act irrationally versus me looking at charts and knowing facts. So the bulls are in control, and I share these lines with us in the morning. So that's message number one, is at least read the message, the morning notes, because they have like 4 lines on there, very few words, and whatever index that interests you, you can just ignore the rest. And it just tells me, it gives me a guide for the day. It gives me a leg up on the competition that's just winging it. So at the end of the day, if you didn't look at the stock market, you look at the scoreboard, you say, oh, okay, I see it. It unfolded the way we expected. We didn't foretell the future. We just drew the paths up and down, basically. All right, so what's another thing we also have on the website? I'm adding to it. Once it's done, adding tools, I will share a little video on how to use them. One thing is, I always say, who's controlling the price action? Like, how do I know they're going to buy the dip tomorrow? Like, this is a little dip into the close. How do I know that? Because I know who's in control. So I'm going to show you an overhead from the website. I brought tools. By the way, this is TradingView, good platform. They have a free version. You can pay up for paid versions. I don't make money if you pay up or not. It's a good tool. Part of their goodness is they provide these boxes. So I brought a whole bunch of boxes into one page, and I called it Control for S&P, NASDAQ, and IWM. And I think I have 6 columns, 6 rows per column for different time frames. So just by looking at one page, I know who's in charge of the price action. This was the 24th. You can tell markets were falling. Short term, the bears were in charge. Long term, they were not. Bye-bye. That doesn't mean bye-bye everything. It just means who's in control, the buyers. In fact, they were neutral for the daily. These two were in, the S&P and the Dow were doing well. The NASDAQ and the small caps were not. So this is today. Everything is buy, buy, buy. That doesn't mean I buy everything. It just means that the buyers are in charge. So one page tells me who's in charge at what time frame. And there are more time frames, shorter term, and I can assure you they're on the buy side too. So this is how I know that the dips will be bought, because the buyers are in charge. Until that changes, the dips will be bought. I don't try to short the market while the buyers are in charge. It just doesn't make sense. I'm going against the tape. All right, so this is it. Number 1, morning notes, super important if you care and if you want to have a leg up against the next person. Number 2, there are opportunities in those. Like tomorrow, we'll have an opportunity here. Mark that. And I bet you I'll draw it to look like it. And pick the index you want. I have this one in the morning, the SPY. I have the QQQ. I have the IWM. And sometimes I have the Dow. And I do have the futures contracts for the ES and the NQ for the active traders there. Simple as that. Being prepared. And it's in your email inbox. You don't have to do anything. Just get it out of the spam folder sometimes. Gmail is killing me, man. All right, Nick signing out.